Sanchez Energy has assembled 95,000 net acres in one of North America's premier oil and liquids play, the Eagle Ford Shale in South Texas. Joining me now is Tony Sanchez, the company's chairman and CEO. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Quinn. Thank you.
Now, while your company is somewhat new to the public markets, you and your management team have been around the industry for some time. What opportunity does your company bring to potential and current investors?
Well, we provide an opportunity for investors to take a pure play approach to the Eagle Ford Shale. The Eagle Ford Shale is quickly becoming one of the premier oil plays in the United States. It's located regionally in South Texas, in an area that we know very well. We have a long history, family generational history in the area. We have drilled large number of wells, so we know and feel comfortable operating in that particular region. It's also, in addition to being a good overall play, it's located near quite a bit of infrastructure, takeaway capacity. We price our product off of LLS, and therefore get a premium to WTI for our product.
And there are currently more horizontal rigs working in the Eagle Ford than the Bakken. What potential do you believe the Eagle Ford holds?
I think the Eagle Ford will ultimately become the largest oil play in the United States. It's gone from almost a standing start several years ago to one of the busiest, if not the top two busy drilling basins in the domestic United States for some of the reasons that I had previously mentioned. So I think within a short number of years, the Eagle Ford will be known as the premier play in the United States, and that's why we've chosen to focus our efforts on that one play for the time being.
Mm-hmm. Now tell us a little bit about your second quarter results. Your company posted large production volume increases.
Right. Well, we're a new company when it comes to being a public company. We have a extensive undeveloped asset base, and so this year really saw the first really concerted development effort within our different Eagle Ford positions. So as we began to drill earlier this year, those production increases have now been hitting our financials via the production volumes that we're selling, and will continue to do so. And I think the end of the second quarter really is a hint of what is to come as we deploy the vast majority of our capital to drilling oil and gas wells and bringing those online in relatively short order.
Can you tell us a little bit about the latest horizontal wells in the Eagle Ford?
Sure. Well, specific to ours, we've drilled, we have three different positions, and each of them focuses on the oil portion of the trend, but is unique in its own characteristic and geologic makeup. So our efforts to date have been focused on really understanding what works best where. And our latest well that we brought on in what we call our Maverick area, which is in the southwestern portion of the trend, produced just under 1,000 barrels of oil a day, which is an exceptional well for that part of the trend. And I think as a result of our learning curve over the last 6 months or so, as we've tweaked our completion techniques, and are gradually increasing the productivity of our wells there. As we move further east, we have also been experiencing gains in production from individual wells as compared to previous wells, where we tweak our completion techniques by adjusting the amounts of proppant that we put away. We go to more specific types of fluids in the frac jobs that we think are yielding higher oil volumes. So we've had very good results to date, but I think that they're only going to be getting substantially better as we execute our plan through the remainder of this year and into 2013.
And can you prioritize the areas that you're primarily operating in within the Eagle Ford?
Sure. Well, we have three areas. More broadly speaking, we've chosen to focus on the oil and volatile oil portions of the trend, and within that within that broader scope, we have three main areas. We have our Maverick area, which is in the southwestern portion of the trend, where the Eagle Ford Shale is very thick and has an enormous amount of oil in place, but it's a little bit shallower. It's found between 5,500 and 7,000 feet. As we move over to our Palmetto area, where we are joint ventured with Marathon, 50-50 deal, the shale there is thick and deep and has all of the characteristics which would effectively create the perfect storm and the sweet spot there. It's deep, it's thick, it's highly pressured, there's a lot of gas. So that's where some of the best wells, certainly for us and industry-wide, have been coming in on production. And then we have been pushing the trend to the northeast in the area that we call our Marquee area, where it's also very deep. It's a bit thinner, but it's also found vis-a-vis the lower Austin Chalk, which is a productive basal member of the Austin Chalk that overlays the Eagle Ford, found in very close proximity to that formation. So each one of those has a bit of a different characteristic to it. I think about our Maverick area, that shallower southwestern portion, as being the bread and butter of the company. It's low-cost wells, low cost to complete. We bring them on, drill them and bring them on very rapidly. I think of the Palmetto and Marquee as our more high potential areas, with our Palmetto area being where we have drilled the most wells. So in terms of ranking, I think of things of where we are in terms of each individual project being de-risked. And I would place Palmetto first, simply because we have more history there. And then Maverick second, because we've got more history than Marquee, but it's a very different type of well profile there. And then Marquee coming up third out of the three. And that's more from a de-risk perspective. Potential is something different. Palmetto and Marquee hold huge potential. Maverick holds a lot of potential that I think up until now really hasn't been given much value until we've started to bring in some of these good wells that are more recent in vintage.
Well, some exciting projects ahead for your company. We wish you good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Tony Sanchez. I'm Quinn Nguyen for oilandgas360.com.